In episode 12, D-Man continued his search for Lord Muffrin. He meets an alien, and asks the alien if the alien knew a Zoe ruler named Lord Muffrin. The alien claims to not know Lord Muffrin, but his ruler Lord Tosat does. The alien takes D-Man to a golden castle where D-Man meets Tosat. "Look, Emperor Tosat, I caught the Zoe threat," announced the alien. "Huh?" responded D-Man with confusion before Tosat spoke. "Well done, my subordinate. I will reward you right after I execute this peasant." D-Man gasped with realization and said, "You brought me here to be murdered?" "How intelligent of you to realize that," mocked Tosat, rising from his throne to execute D-Man. "Man, I ain't got time for this. Just tell me where Lord Muffrin is, and I'll leave yo' crib," D-Man said. "Who's Lord Muffrin?" questioned Tosat. D-Man glared over at the unknown alien and said, "So you lied about him knowing Lord Muffrin just to get me here?" "I had to. Every Zoe is looking for you," said the alien before Tosat blasted D-Man with a wave of blue energy that sent him crashing out of the castle and flying far away. Tosat's blue energy wave blasted D-Man to a faraway desert where he crashed into the ground, causing an explosion and a crater that he laid in. However, D-Man was far from hurt, so he stood back up. Tosat decides to fight D-Man and says, "Behold, my special ability. With it, I can move twice as fast as any other Zoe." Tosat ran towards D-Man so fast that he left behind afterimages of himself in a single file line, and before D-Man knew it, the beardless Zoe punched him in the face. His body instantly went flying backwards over 300 yards away, but Tosat was fast enough to run up to him and warp behind him with a kick to the back, almost breaking it if he wasn't so strong. D-Man's body then went flying forward all the way back to where he used to be. D-Man didn't know how, but Tosat was able to run backwards like the Flash in reverse as he quickly caught up to him and landed a backwards elbow to his head. However, the blow had no effect, so Tosat quickly turned around and tried to kick D-Man's head off, but this time, D-Man turned around as well and blocked his ringed leg. With that being done, D-Man and Tosat immediately got into a very swift fistfight, rapidly trading punches to see who could punch the fastest. Of course D-Man won, punching 100 times faster than the Zoe Speedster, and landing most of his blows while the Zoe Man was missing with every swing. Eventually, D-Man's connecting punches made Tosat collapse in a kneeling position, which was ironic while D-Man gave him 2 powerful knees to the face, cutting his lip and injuring his nose. Afterwards, D-Man nailed Tosat with a vicious low punch to the jaw, sending the male Zoe flying 60 feet back and falling to the ground. Tosat stood up with denial and said, "That was luck. No one can outspeed the Speedster. Now prepare to lose to my ultimate, spectacular, inescapable whirlwind of doom." D-Man watched with amusement as the Zoe Speedster began to repeatedly run in a circle around him so fast that his rapidly moving legs began to turn slightly invisible and a powerful tornado formed, swallowing D-Man. The blue tornado was supposed to kill D-Man, but its winds wasn't even strong enough to blow him away as he calmly stood inside the deadly tornado. Eventually, D-Man put an end to the tornado by simply sticking out his leg and tripping Tosat up. The beardless Zoe fell to the ground in front of D-Man before quickly jumping back up and distancing himself 10 feet. Tosat was embarrassed and angered. "Why, you little—" D-Man suddenly flew to the Zoe Man and punched him in the throat before he could finish what he was about to say. Tosat was knocked to the ground, coughing and holding his neck in pain. When he recovered, he looked up at D-Man and weakly said, "How fair of you, attacking me when I'm not ready. Great sportsmanship." D-Man frowned and said, "Man, shut up. You just mad because you losing." "Losing?" responded Tosat, jumping to his feet. "Listen, you arrogant brat. Don't think one bit that you have the upper hand in this battle, for I have yet to unveil the true potential of my speed. Feast your eyes upon my true capabilities." With that being said, the Zoe Speedster started constantly flying everywhere so fast that it looked like there were multiple clones of him surrounding D-Man, and to make matters even more confusing, each Tosat clone wasn't even sending the same attacks. Some threw punches, some threw kicks. However, D-Man constantly dodged all of the attacking Tosats and said, "Man, this ain't nothing to me." The attacking Tosats smiled, and all of them said, "You can avoid me, but can you hit me? Can you land a blow without striking one of my duplicates instead of me? Go ahead and try. Which one is the real me?" While constantly dodging hits, D-Man took one look at all of the Tosats and blasted the right one. Tosat fell on the ground, and D-Man's green energy ball exploded on him, leaving the beardless Zoe with burn marks all over his body. He groaned with pain and said, "But how?" D-Man looked down at the Zoe Speedster and said, "You may seem fast to all these other niggas, but to me, you slow as hell." "Wow, that explains everything," responded Tosat with sarcasm before D-Man suddenly felt the ki of a Zoe that was stronger than the Speedster and any other Zoe he ever fought, and the ki signal was right next to a dropping life force, which meant that this strong Zoe was probably killing someone. Luckily, this ki signal was on a nearby planet, so D-Man immediately flew to this particular world to confront the unknown Zoe. To be goddamn continued.